So today's reading will be about finding out what your next lover is like and what your relationship will be like. So starting from left to right, there are piles 1 through 8. Go ahead, take a minute to pause the video and pick a pile. If more than one pile resonates, or not resonates, is calling out to you, then go ahead and pick that as well. It might be a mixture of messages, or some parts might resonate and other parts might resonate, and then them combined could be your next lover. So if this doesn't resonate, just let it fly, you know. And you may notice that I'm using Pokemon cards as kind of oracle cards to guide. And you're like, that's so odd. And I'm like, I just chose the cards that have some meaning to them to me, and that kind of called out to me. And I was like, okay, I'll use these as oracle cards. So, because I'm kind of broke right now, not gonna lie. So I was looking around my house and I was like, oh, my old Pokemon cards. And I was like, wait. And then I also have my Hot Topic Black Butler playing cards. And I also have some playing cards as well. And I decided to use those because they're both like really pretty and I like the design of them. And of course I'm using my Loeyan tarot. I don't really know how to say it because I know 2 L's is like Y. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then of course I'm using my flashcards with little meanings on them to guide as well. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Hi, pal number 1. So let's get right into your reading. So all the way to the left we have the Page of Pentacles. So I definitely think that this person is going to come into your life. It might be slowly, you know, they might want to be friends first and then like progress like the old-fashioned way. But I definitely think this is going to be a stable, you know, it's going to be a good relationship and it's going to be a great opportunity and they're definitely coming towards you. However, in the relationship, or maybe as friends, you may notice that there might be really negative, be energy vampires, or maybe they're a bit too clingy. Either you're too clingy or they're too clingy, and just be careful of this. But I definitely think that a sense of freedom is needed for the relationship. So in the relationship, make sure not to get too clingy. I think that's the message. Yeah. Just make sure you guys give each other some space. Don't be all over each other and be codependent. And then we have the 4 of Clubs, which is the 4 of Wands, which means marriage and fertility. So it generally means success. So of course you don't have to marry this person, but I think that you will because all of the cards are so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm really excited. Okay. So you might get married to this person, and what the tarot is wanting you to know is they may come off as like this happy, generally happy person, happy-go-lucky, very warm presence, and they're kind of like glowing almost, like radiating, you know? And they're very lucky. However, they could be like putting on like this facade, and really, they're just deep down, and they're doing some like soul searching. They could be a Virgo. You could be a Virgo. I'm seeing more of them being a Virgo. But yeah, you may like see them as like, oh no, but they're really like super happy, but really they're really struggling to find their passions, what they're meant to do in life. Like they're very soul searching and existential. They're the type of person to have existential crises. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But next, onto the channeled messages from in the future when you guys are together. I got I love you. That is so cute and like it goes perfectly with the reading. I love that so much. And messages from the universe about this relationship. Good things are coming. trust in the universe, and take care of yourself. So they might not be in your life at this exact moment, and the universe is calling you to take care of yourself, because taking care of yourself, it might even bring them in faster. And yeah, I definitely think taking care of yourself, you might like compel them to be like, oh, I better ask her out or him out, you know? And trust in the universe. Just you might want to even like practice law of attraction, like try and call in your soulmate type thing, and try and like, you know, because that makes sense. And then looking at your charms, we have the moon, like a crescent moon. So this could be referring to the whole like facade that they put on, like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so lucky, I'm so, I'm glowing, but on the inside they're really like, oh, I don't know my purpose. Oh. But so yeah. And then right next to it we have the red rose, which is confirming, or pink rose, which is confirming, romance, and that's really good. That's really good. Pink and red are definitely romantic colors. So there you have it. And the star is, I feel like your wishes will be fulfilled. Like, think of like your dream lover. This could totally be someone coming in, especially if you did, if you like, okay, this might like resonate with some, because I'm not sure if my audience or people watching this use subliminals, but if you've been listening to Manifest your ideal boyfriend or girlfriend subliminal, this could totally be them. But in other words, it could be someone that you're like, oh, he'd be the perfect guy, and then all of a sudden he's like, hi, and you're like, what? You like totally checked off all the marks on my checklist, what the heck? And they could be really elegant. They could be a dancer, ballet, and then we have the ring, which kind of goes in with the marriage. It totally goes in. So this might be confirming. This could totally be the person you marry. And sorry if I say totally a lot. Bad habit. I'm just really excited. They could be foreign, and their name could either start with a P or a D. The only reason I kept that P upside down is because when I took out the charms, I was like, oh, that kind of looks like a D. And I was like, oh, what if it is a D? So, yeah. So it could either be P or D. Doesn't have to be. Could be like their last name, And then I rolled the dice, and I rolled the die, and I rolled the die to see what numbers you'll see around this person. So, when they're coming in or when they're around you. So you'll see 2 a lot, 2, 2, 2, 22, 2, it's 2s in general. They could be born on the 2nd. They could be born in February. Just things like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much a reading. What a beautiful reading. Thank you for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, pal number 2. Okay, so your next lover, I see, okay, I definitely see that they could just be healing you almost. The only reason you're taking a chance in this relationship is because you're moving on maybe from a past relationship, or maybe you're just moving. I see specifically, could resonate with some, moving from your parents' house, maybe moving from an ex-lover's house, just moving, guardian's house, etc. I see that communication with this person will be really draining. They could communicate with you a lot, check up on your day. I mean, at first, it's nice, like, good morning, beautiful, good morning, handsome. But once they start doing it every day and they start like checking up on you, then it's kind of like, ooh. So, I feel like number 2, a lesson to be learned from this relationship. I feel like this is more of a lesson. I felt called to read it that way. It will give you a new perspective, new hobby, new interest in life. It could expand your horizons. It could really like give you a new perspective. So I think that this relationship will be good for maybe you spiritually, but I see it as a very like kind of relationship, you know? Like, oh, I don't know why I did that. But so next we have the Fool, Justice, and the Priestess. So I see this person as like very tempted easily, impulsive, and they really want to like get out there, explore the world, meet new people, expand their horizons, you know. And that could really help you gain like a perspective, like be like renew, like, oh, maybe this person was right about like one thing. They're really, you know, even though they were super childish and like, you know, very impulsive, they do have a point. You should treat every day like it's a new day. Something like that. I don't know. And lessons may be different for everybody. Justice, I see that they're very balanced person. They could be a Libra. If they're not a very balanced person, then they could definitely be a Libra. I feel, or maybe they feel as if they're balanced. That's what I'm like. They spiritually feel balanced. And I definitely think this person is very spiritual in a sense. They might be into tarot as well, but I kept on hearing astrology. So they could be really into astrology, and then they could be like, oh, our sun signs match, like our sun signs are compatible, want to date. So they could totally do that, and they could totally be like an astrology nerd, but they could be into something else. Just depends. If it resonates. If it doesn't, just let it go. And then a message from the future about this person is, I wish I could. So this is signifying, I definitely think they broke up with you in the future. And keep in mind that this is just like energy. Like if you were to keep your same energy throughout the relationship and they were to keep their same energy throughout this relationship, it's all like, it's basic energy reading. So none of this is set in stone, but it looks like from the looks of it, they're gonna break up with you in the future. I definitely see that when they break up with you, they're gonna be really sad and in their head. They're gonna be really missing you. And I really see that they feel like, oh, they didn't say anything when I broke up with them. How, you know, they really must not love me. Okay, first of all, if they do break up with you, if you do get in this relationship in the future, don't be all, I love you, like, yeah. They could be, I see that even if you did say, I love you, they'll kind of like brush it off and be like, oh, they're in the moment, they really don't love me, you know? And the messages from the universe is your angels are nearby and you deserve better. So definitely expanding your horizons. This isn't going to be the best relationship, but you're going to be expanding your horizons. Okay. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is reconciliation. So definitely in the future, I see them wanting to reconcile with you and making changes. because I feel like they accused you falsely. They could have accused you of cheating. They could have just, accused you of just not loving them and just being very childish and being all like, oh, you looked at her butt, or oh, you liked Zac Efron's picture on Instagram, like dumb stuff like that. And you'd be like, oh, I totally misjudged them, and I didn't realize how good I had it. And they go back in and try and make changes to their judgment to get this Six of Cups. But I feel like it's really up to you. And then looking at your charms, okay, the moon, not much is known about this connection. It could be that not much is known of this connection, or like illusions, confusion. Definitely, I see that they might make like a false judgment. They could have been like, oh, they're cheating, and so they made that false judgment because they're confused, because maybe you said you couldn't hang out with them once, and that led them to be like, oh, they're cheating, oh, they don't like me, oh, they don't want to hang out with me, dumb stuff like that. Anyways, so I feel like on your side, you realize how clingy they are, and like they really drain your energy, and you might just be in that relationship because you don't want to break up with them because they seem like they're really in love with you, and you're like, oh, this could be like a once in a lifetime thing. They really love me, they really like me for who I am. You could be totally in love with the concept of being in a relationship and not actually in love with them. So I definitely feel either the romance will die out soon, like you'll be very fast, passionate, be like, oh, I love you, I got rose petals scattered all around because I love you, and then like the next day they're sitting in their PJs and they're binge watching The Office covered in chocolate cake, or like, I don't know, that was just like a random example. Like they could just be quit making the effort in relationships, like at the beginning of the relationship, like they're like, oh, I'll make all this effort so they fall for me, and then they're like, whatever, I have a relationship, I'm set. They could totally be like that, or you could be very, oh yeah, like I said earlier, their initial could start with E. Could be E or M. You're probably like, why are you like E? It doesn't even look like M. Just get an M charm. Well, you see, I don't have a lot of letter charms, so you gotta compensate. And hey, you never know, might resonate with somebody. Am I right? So yeah, that was your reading. Definitely think you deserve better. However, I think this will be a very growing connection, and it might put you in like this Empress energy or Emperor energy, where you're like, I know my worth, leave, They might come back a second time and you're like, no. So yeah, that was your reading, pile number 2. Sorry, it's not like the love of your life. I definitely think this will be very growing, and it will definitely give you a boost in your self-esteem. Even if you are the one broken up with, then you're gonna be like, they weren't even worth anything, whatever, goodbye. Well, that was your reading. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, pal number 3. So your next lover, okay, so first off, about the first card, the Joker. I didn't really know how to specifically read a Joker card, so I'm just gonna assume that they're a jokester. They're really funny, and it goes with the other cards because the 8 of Pentacles. So they're really funny, and they're like hardworking, and they're this King of Wands, right? So they're really passionate about what they do, and hence why they're working so hard. And they're really, charismatic, funny. Really see that. Okay. An advice about this person is they're draining. They're very draining. Okay, so what I'm seeing is they might be very cold, or they might put a lot of walls up. Like, you could be very open about. I see that this might be more childhood related. They could have just gotten out of a breakup, so they're totally cutting off romance. They're very cold. They're not very open to romance at the time. But the Ace of Swords, they will be very communicating. I feel they will be very communicative, despite having these walls. Like, I see. They could send you a lot of memes, or they could just totally text you and be like, tell you a joke, or ask how's your day, or talk about the weather, just like stuff that doesn't really require a connection. So the Four of Cups, I definitely see that they could have gotten out of a breakup, something love related, and so they're having issues with like trusting, like, oh, how am I gonna love again? So having this connection with this person might be healing to them more than it is to you. It's a possibility. You both could be fire signs, definitely, or you could be very passionate, very, very passionate about each other. However, I feel like you're too passionate about each other and you're taking things too fast, which ultimately is the downfall of your future relationship. So another thing I'm getting is the Four of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So I definitely see that he or she may not be as open. I feel like it's more of a he. So he may be crying over spilt milk and not noticing how beautiful you are and how like amazing of an opportunity of a perfect relationship you are with them. And they're like, oh, but my milk. And you're like, oh, that sucks. Wanna be in a relationship? No, not like that. But I feel like after realizing you're this Queen of Wands, you're really passionate, you're very beautiful, you're glowing, so to say, and they really are like, oh, hey, maybe I can do this, and just like looking at you differently as this Queen of Wands. And so we do have the I love you card, but I feel like to read it as more of I love you, and it's more of thank you in this scenario. You might have helped them move on. I feel like you helped them move on. And they love you for that. They thank you for that. But, and the universe is telling you to stay away. But it also says, yes, your wish is coming true. So what I see is this relationship could totally be, it could be detrimental, but it could be very draining for you. And it could be ultimately like, I don't even have an interest in this person anymore. The romance has died out. So I feel like the universe is like, just go through this relationship and we'll bring you your ideal relationship, we promise. So, stay away, wish fulfillment. So this person may come off as everything you've wanted, or maybe you've just been really wishing for a relationship. That could be another thing. Oh, okay. So maybe you were really wishing for a relationship, and then the universe, since you weren't really specific, the universe brought you a relationship, but it's not so much a lasting one. Since you're both the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, fire with fire, you fight fire with fire, and fire extinguishes fire, fire puts out fire. So I feel like you will have a passion for each other, but I think that will ultimately lead to the lack of passion later in the relationship. And then we also have the Devil. It's a possibility. This could only resonate with some, but yeah, they could be everything you wish. You're like, oh yay, finally a relationship. And then the devil. So I see. Okay. They could use you to get in bed with you, you know? And this could leave you with a lot of regrets, a lot of sleepless nights. Like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I slept with him. For some, it might be their first. And so they're like, I regret having my first time with this person. And just a lot of regret. So if this does resonate, don't sleep with this person. And so it'll leave you with a lot of regret, and it'll leave them feeling really fulfilled. Of course it will. But yeah, I feel once they've what they've wanted, they'll become really cold. Or as soon as the passion dies out, they'll become really cold, really distant. And they could, at first, this kind of goes with the devil and the Nine of Cups, they could be offering you false promises like, I'll love you forever, I want to lay by your side forever, I want to hold your hand forever, I wouldn't give you kisses forever. And it's just a bunch of false promises. I'm sorry. But, and then we have the White Robe, which means purity. It could be taking your purity. Or it could just be that there's no more romance in this relationship. There's no more love there. And numbers you could see around this person, or when this person is coming around, is 5. So if you see 5, 55, or 555, this could be a sign that this person is coming into your life. And just be very careful. I feel like it's ultimately healing for them, and it might give you some good karma because you went through this relationship and you healed them. But just be cautious. Don't trust this person too much, especially with the things I discussed. But yeah, so that was group 3, and I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, group number 4. So boy oh boy, your next lover is a bit of a handful, but you guys will ultimately love each other. So with the 3 of Swords, I feel like you guys will meet at a social gathering, you guys will be friends first, you guys will hang out with friends first, double dating, speed dating, just very like social things. So definitely, if you want to meet this person, make sure you're very social, very outgoing. I know it might be a little hard for like the introverts out there, and I feel your pain. But this connection is ultimately really, really loving, and I feel like you guys are meant for each other. So with the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like this connection may take some time to grow. Like it may take some time to reap the benefits of this connection. You know, the love, the happiness, but ultimately I feel like it's a really good connection, and it is definitely worth the wait. And then we have the Queen of Swords, and we have a lot of queens about this person. So I feel like it's more of a feminine energy. So yeah. Okay. So the Queen of Swords, that's why maybe it takes such a long time for it to grow. Yeah. That's why it takes so much time to grow, because the Queen of Swords is cold, logical, she doesn't let anyone in, she doesn't take no bullshit from nobody. So I feel like that's definitely why it takes such a long time to blossom. And then we have the Trick coin, which in my opinion, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it could be heads, it could be tails, you never know, 50-50, that's what came to mind. And I was like, oh, like I automatically thought of being bipolar. So not only is this person at first very like logical, calm, collected, but they're very bipolar. Like you could say something and be like, oh, what, you don't like my boots? You know, or I look fat in my dress, is that what you were trying to say to me? Also, I feel like they're a human lie detector, so never be very honest with them. It's okay to sugarcoat things sometimes, but don't be to the point where you're blatantly lying, because I feel like they're very, they have a strong gut feeling, they have a strong intuition, and they know when somebody's lying. And we have the the Ace of Swords. So they could talk a lot with you. They could be, I feel like they're very stoic. They don't have a lot of emotion at first. It may take them a really long time for them to open up to you. And then we have the Queen of Wands. I feel like they're very passionate towards their work. It's not so much passionate towards relationships. I feel like they're very closed off to relationships at the time when you meet them. They slowly might open up more and they might start directing some of their passion towards you. So that's always good. But once they know they can trust you. So definitely don't lie to them. They're gonna lose their trust fast. So to earn their trust, be kind of honest. Always be honest. Don't be kind of honest. And the Four of Wands. So that's marriage, fertility, success. So I feel like this will be a very successful relationship if you guys don't get married. But with the Hierophant and the ring and the Four of Wands, I feel like that's very, yeah, you're gonna get married to this person. So, and then we have the Four of Pentacles. I feel this person will definitely be a handful. They may be too much to handle at times because their emotions are all over the place. Despite them having a lot of air in this reading, it could be air sign. I feel like their sun sign could be an air sign, but their moon sign or ascendant could be a water sign. Because I keep on like hearing stuff like Pisces. Oh yeah, Pisces or Scorpio. Their ascendant could be Pisces or Scorpio, or their sun sign. Could resonate with some, but that's a little too specific. The Hierophant, it's about making something official. So I feel like they'll be very committed to you. They won't cheat. They won't even like bat an eye. If somebody flirts with them, they'll be like, ew. But I definitely feel they're very committed to you. And you guys might even get married. So with the I love you, that's a message from them to you in the future, them in the future to you presently. And I think that's beautiful. They still love you in the future, so that's really good. And like I said, I definitely think you can get married to this person. Even though they are a lot to handle. Oh, sorry, I totally skipped over the Ten of Wands. That's kind of goes with, they're a lot to handle at times, too much to burden. Like you see that guy's kind of climbing the stairs. So it might make your day-to-day life, you know, like climbing the stairs very a handful. Like you'll think about the things they said this morning. Like maybe this morning they're like, you know, they were just talking about, wouldn't it be nice if we went to the Caribbean? And, or wouldn't it be nice if we went on a cruise? And I feel like they'll be very, like, I feel diva, definitely diva vibes from them. Femme fatale, I think that's how you say it. Femme fatale, diva vibes. And I feel like they're gonna be very, like, blunt with you about what they want, and if not, they'll disguise their need to kind of ease it into the conversation very poorly. Like, they'll be asking you, like, oh, how's the weather? I haven't checked on it. And you'll be like, oh, it's 62 degrees. And then they'll be like, wow, that's really cold. I need a new jacket. You know, stuff like that. 62 degrees. It's not even cold. But, yeah, they'll be like very blunt, and they suck at hiding stuff too. So since they're a human lie detector and they've like kind of just been very, I feel like they might have been lied to a lot in their lifetime, so they have like this very, they don't like lying very much, so they don't do it really often, which is a good thing, but they suck at lying, and you're like, I can see through you. I see what you're doing. And then the messages from the universe are trust in the universe and take care of yourself. So for the time being, or even in the relationship, make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of the romance. They're going to be a handful, but ultimately I feel like you guys will both be happy in this relationship. And what's funny is the charms. So the charms I pulled were 4 letters, and they spell out spice, except without the E. And I was like, oh, spice, spicy. Oh. So I definitely see when they start to trust you more, they're gonna be more spicy. Oh, wink, wink. But I also feel like they're very quick, impulsive almost. They're very bipolar, so make sure you say nice things and just be very nice. Like don't name call. Don't. Yeah, with the blue and the red rose or the pink rose, I feel like this is, instead of being worried about like the blue rose, like sadness, and like it's not that. It's more of showing off how bipolar they are. Like I said, this relationship, I'm getting really good vibes from this. But I feel like they'll be really bipolar. Like they'll be like complaining about someone from work, and then like the next second they'll be like, oh, or I feel like they might even like complain about you. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you didn't do this, or you didn't do this, you suck. And then like 2 minutes later they'll be like, JK, love you. You know? Or they might be like hugging you or holding your hand, or they just might walk up and kiss you out of nowhere, and it's like, what was that? So yeah, they'll keep you on your toes, alright. So yeah, that was group number 4. Hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, pal number 5. So, I'm sorry. I mostly saw more of your energy. I feel like you're healing. I just feel sorry because I just keep on like feeling like you went through a really bad relationship. Like it really hurt you. So this is not only going to be your next lover's energy, but it's also going to be some of your energy, because he was really coming through. You're really feeling this emotion strongly. Okay. So, your next lover will be a young earth sign. Yeah. A young earth sign. Or no, not a young earth sign. A young fire sign. Possibly a young fire sign. Sorry. So a young fire sign, they'd be like really passionate and like be like, I have no idea how to handle a relationship, and you're like, you're more stable and you're more grounded, and you're like, oh honey. But I see that you guys will, the time that you guys have together, you're gonna have like this 10 of Cups energy. Everything's gonna be perfect. You might, everything might click, like the stars will align, And in the present moment, it says go with the flow, but also while you're in a relationship, go with the flow. Enjoy the flowers, enjoy the little things. 10, okay, this is more of your energy I'm feeling. So, 10 of clubs, which is the 10 of swords, or not that's clubs, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the symbols for each card, but the 10 of swords is, I feel like you went through a lot of heartbreak, could be from a past relationship, could be a death of a recent loved one, could be just heartbreak in general, just very heart-wrenching. And then the 9 of Wands, you're carrying too much more than you can handle. Ask for some help, reach out. I know that you think you're really grounded and you're really stable. You could be a very grounded and stable person, but at this time, especially, I feel as if you're carrying too much and you need to talk to somebody. I feel like you'll eventually move past this energy and you'll learn. I feel like in the past, maybe you gave too much in this relationship and it wasn't reciprocal. And for a relationship to be perfect, there has to be effort on both sides. So I definitely feel you're learning to give, you're learning to receive as much as you give, to keep a balance and to seek for that balance. And we have the Queen of Pentacles twice, so I feel you're an earth sign. You're an earth sign. And we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, I feel they could be very, I see that they're a fire sign and you could be an earth sign. Possibly a Taurus and a Sagittarius, that's how you say it, okay. Sagittarius and a Taurus, that's what I heard, so if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate, but you deserve better, and I feel like this relationship will be better. For all those like cards that are indicating, oh, they're gonna leave me, they're gonna let me behind, I'm just gonna be left in the dust. I feel, no, you guys will be really good together. I feel like his fire will ignite your like fire. Like when you think of earth and fire, like fire can ignite the earth, and so it's not just, oh, okay. So this might be preparing you for a new beginning. This may be short-lived, but they're gonna really ignite the passion in you, and they're really gonna make you seek out love again. So if you've been hurt in the past, or if you've been grieving over a loved one, I definitely feel like they'll reignite your fire, and this relationship might be short-lived. It might just be really playful, flirty, nothing serious, nothing like that. And then I feel like this will really help you realize what you want in a relationship, and this will prepare you for a better relationship, especially with the card you deserve better and your wish is coming true. I feel in the future you're gonna be like, oh, I do deserve better, and then you're gonna wish for a better relationship, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I want someone who commits and is actually serious about the relationship. So that might be that, because I was thinking about it, and you know how sometimes people do prescribed burns because there's so much trees, or not so much trees, but some more of to clear the land, because there's so much there. This might be your 10 of Swords and your 9 of Wands energy. So to clear that, they have to start a fire first. So your wish will be coming true. Whenever you're around this person, or when you're about to meet this person, you'll see a lot of ones. One in general, 11, 11, 11, 111, 111, etc. I feel like there will be romance there, but I don't feel like it'll be super, I feel like this will be preparing you for something better. And then, yeah, with the heart, I feel like it'll teach you how to love again, and it'll really open your heart, and it'll be very playful. And that's what I see with the P. Their name also might start with a P as well. So, sorry for the door slamming, but yeah, I feel like this will be really playful, and it'll be overall really good for you. So yeah, or even if you're going through like depression, anxiety, possibly, this could help you have hope for the future. I feel like this is generally about renewed hope. Kind of reminds me of the Star card. But yeah, that was your reading, pal number 5. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, pal number 6. Welcome to your reading. Let's get right into it. So right away, I see that they love picking fights, and they're very fiery. They're very passionate, though. I feel like they'll really love you. However, I feel like you're very cold, and I feel like the advice is for you to be cold, set boundaries. Like, if they're joking around and they actually like hurt your feeling, like, just be like, hey, that's not cool. You might be confused when they're actually like fighting with you or when they're actually like flirting with you, because I feel like they flirt by fighting or flirt sarcastically. That's another message that came in. I feel they'll be quick to leave you out in the cold, so have that same energy, or don't have that same energy. Just kind of take a new perspective on it. Be like, okay, if you're willing to like leave me out in the cold because over some petty fight, I feel like you might break up with them and get back together with them a lot. This might be an ongoing thing. This is just saying, yeah, you guys are gonna get back together again. So on and off, especially with the rose charms I pulled, the pink rose and the white rose, I feel like it's like, yeah, you guys are together, and then the next day it's like, no, you're not, because like your dog chewed up their shoe, you know, or their shirt, or like their favorite figurine. I don't know. I feel like one of you may manifest this connection. You guys might be soulmates, but the universe is saying it's not time yet. I feel like you guys haven't learned the lessons for you to fully come in union yet. And I feel like you need some separation before you can come together to actually have a decent relationship instead of this on and off thing. I feel like if they did manifest you, they might have used an attract your crush subliminal. That's what I heard. And they're like kind of like keeping that to their chest, and that's why they might be like very picking fights with you and like accusing you of like, oh, are you manipulating me? Like, oh, are you doing this? But it's like, you attracted me into your life, you know? So I feel like they might keep that really secret, like, with them. So that may be a reason why their relationship might work. They might feel like it's super major to them, so they feel like they're keeping something away from you that they shouldn't. And it's really taking a toll on not only them, but the relationship. They might have used law of attraction. They're like, oh, I used witchcraft on this relationship. It's gonna die eventually, or, you know, just, oh no, what did I do? You know? But at the same time, they're very, I make my own rules, whatever. They could be very, I see one day they're thinking they're just like really low, they're feeling like low, and they're just like, ugh, I'm trash. And then the next day they're like sitting, like they're putting themselves on like a pedestal, and they're like, I'm the king of anything, of everything and anything. So yeah, I don't feel that. A message from them from the future them to the present you is I can't, which is maybe they can't get into a relationship right now. Maybe they're actually genuinely taking a break instead of being on this like toxic on and off relationship. Yeah, and then the cards say it's not time, trust the universe, and yes. So this might be someone you actually get into a good relationship with, but it's not time. You guys need to mature more. You guys need to take a break. And yeah, definitely keep it light. If you are in this relationship, keep it light for now. Try and not like get personal with this person. Like, don't take anything personal. just be light, be like, oh, haha. But if they actually do say something that's like, hey, that's not cool, you know? And then the star, I feel like there is hope for this relationship. Just give it time. C, their initial might start with C, their last name might start with C, or maybe C special to you. And yeah, so that was your reading. I'm sorry you might need to wait a little bit for this connection, but it has potential to be a long-lasting partner. They have potential. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, group number 7. So let's get right into your reading. So right away we got the 6 of Cups, which means friendship, reconciliation. So I was like, oh, is it an ex? And then I got a bunch of heartbreak cards, and I was like, oh, so maybe it is an ex, or maybe it's someone who went through a really rough time in their life, if that doesn't resonate. But they're coming at you with this King of Wands energy. They're very King of Wands. They could be a fire sign. And I feel like this relationship will be powerful, like explosive almost. It could hurt you. I feel like it's fire. Like, if you get too close, it'll hurt you, you know? But I feel like it's explosive. So be very careful, slow down, make decisions, and I feel like you'll have to do a lot of decision making because they'll be really indecisive because of their past. And they might be like a really hard worker. And they're really greedy with their money. That's another thing that came through. And if this is an ex, and they're really greedy with their money, then you know what I'm talking about. They're really stingy, like, oh, do you want to go to a date at the dollar store? You know, like stuff like that. Or just really, I'll take you to the dollar movies, or I'll take you to McDonald's for our anniversary dinner. Like, what? And then we have the 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. So I feel like as of now, they might, if it is an ex, they are preparing to approach you despite all of the hardships, and they're preparing for the worst. They're like, oh, if they reject me, I gotta prepare for the worst. But with the 5 of Cups, I feel like they were disappointed, and they were like crying over spilled milk. Maybe like there's like little things in the relationship. Maybe they're like, oh, they're spending too much money. But here they are buying you McDonald's off the dollar menu for your anniversary date. No good. 3 of Swords, they feel really heartbroken, and hence the reason why they're coming back, because they looked at the relationship differently, and finally they're turning their feelings towards you again. So instead of turning away from you, they're turning towards you with a new perspective and a new state of mind. And they're preparing for the worst though, because they're, whatever they did, it might be bad. So I'm sorry if you had to go through that. And for those of you who don't have an ex, or this doesn't really resonate that much, I feel like the next person, they could be really like a Debbie Downer. They could be really down on themselves, but you make them have like this newfound hope, and you start making them like thinking like, oh, maybe I can have love. And so they take their chances towards you, but they're gonna be really like negative about it. They're gonna be like, oh, how could they like me? And then they're like, but they're still like very hopeful despite like their negative outlook. And so yeah, they're finally coming towards you, and their message from the future is to your present self, I love you. And then messages from the universe is, it's okay and good things are coming. So I don't really know if you can trust this person, so I drew some extra cards to see if you can actually trust this person. If this isn't an ex of yours, then I say you can go ahead and take this chance, because I feel like the universe is saying like, good things are coming, it's okay. Like, this might be a good thing for you if you're single and you don't have an ex. But I feel like if you do have an ex, I know this could really go either way. But however, I pulled some cards to see if you could trust this person. And you guys might have been broken up for a while. Your period of rest is over, or maybe you just broken up and you're starting to rest and fully heal, but I feel like you'll come to a conclusion soon and you'll make action towards that conclusion, or you'll move either to or away. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think about the reading. Yeah. And you'll see 555 around this person a lot, and there might be a lot of romance in this connection still. And it could be it could improve. The situation could be improving. Ex or single, no ex. I feel like this relationship has potential to improve, and they're really taking this perspective, and they're really going to treat you nicely. But if they hurt you too much in the past, that's understandable, and if you want to move away from them, that's also understandable, and the universe is preparing the best for you, as always. So yeah, that was your reading. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video. Pile number 8, so let's get right into your reading. So this could possibly be an ex, this could possibly be a brand new person, but okay. So first off, with the 6 of Wands, they get their way a lot. They could be very spoiled. The Four of Pentacles did pop out during this reading, but I kind of brushed it off, but it does go with the notion that they're like greedy, they're kind of spoiled. So they could be very much greedy, spoiled. They're also really indecisive. Two of Swords popped out twice in the reading. How funny. How funny is that? So they're really indecisive because I feel like they were fed on a silver spoon. So yeah. Advice about this relationship. You might be an air sign, but you can easily get off your feet, I feel. Make sure you ground yourself. This relationship might like be heavier than reality. I think that's the be heavier than it, but be heavier than it is, or like just try and look from things from a grounded level perspective, like this relationship, because it might take you off your feet, like romantically at first, or thinking about this person, if they're your ex, it might make you really emotional, like it might make you sad, or like it might make you angry for all the stuff you did, so you need to ground, so you're coming from like a place of love instead of wanting to slap them across the face every time you see them. And then we have the Queen of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Swords, oh wait, not the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, my bad. The Queen of Wands signifies someone who's really passionate about their career. I feel they're not so much passionate like about their career, they're passionate about life in general. And I feel like they don't really even care much about their career. We have actually the Queen of Wands twice in this reading. I've been having a lot of doubles, especially in this reading though. But yeah. The Queen of Wands is really passionate. She might be passionate about you, she might be passionate about love. She, you know. They might seem really stable at first, but they're really unstable. And they're really passionate. They're in love with the idea of love, and you need to be like, hey, slow down. It's like their second date. You need to put down that wedding ring. So yeah, I feel like they really are craving like love, you know, emotion, commitment, and I feel like they might have a lot of suitors, or maybe you tried pursuing them in the past and they didn't recognize you or recognize your attempts because they were too just being down, like, oh, no one will date me, I'm so sad, you know, just all that stuff. But you're over here like, yo, I got my cup. But now they're like realizing, oh, hey, wait a minute. So that's what ultimately led you to be into a relationship with this person. However, in the future, I got 2 messages which were, I love you and I'm sorry. So I feel like in the future you guys do break up. However, there's still that I love you and I'm sorry. And so I decided to pull a clarifier for the I'm sorry card, and I got the Four of Swords. So you guys might be taking a break if this is an ex, or in the future you will be. Because it was just too much for them to handle, and maybe they finally got a reality check and they were like, oh, I'm no longer fed on a silver spoon. Oops. You know, I took stuff for granted that I shouldn't have. And so they needed a break from this relationship to establish themselves, you know? And messages from the universe are, good things are coming, not time, your wish is coming true. Pretty self-explanatory. If you've been wishing on this connection, I feel like good things are coming. If you've been wishing to get away from this connection, good things are coming. And if you've just been wishing for a relationship in general, good things are coming. However, if this relationship does happen, you guys will eventually take a break, but I think you guys will get back together because there's still a lot of love there. And yeah. And then we have, for the letters from the charms, we have E, S, and S. Two S's 2 times. Oh my gosh. There is so many 2's in this reading. Like, there's so many doubles. And then we have 4, which, you know, it's 2 and 2. So many 2's and 4's. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Typically, the dice is supposed to be what number you see around them. So it could be 4, 44, 444. But I also think that you'll see 2, 22, and 222 a lot when you're around them. And about the charms as well. One of you might be feeling sad. Another might just not be feeling anything and just be kind of blank. Like you're kind of too tired to feel anything at this time. But I feel like once you guys have rested, things will get better. And I feel like if you're watching this video and you're single and you don't have an ex, I feel like your love might still be unrequited at this time. So it's not time for this relationship yet, but it will be pretty soon. Considering that I'm seeing a lot of fire in this reading, I saw the Queen of Wands twice. They're very fiery, they're quick to get things done, so I think they will be approaching you. As soon as they recognize you and your feelings for them, then they'll be like, oh wait, let me go this way, you know? But yeah, hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you in the next video.